want to talk a little bit about digestion, absorption, these sorts of issues. And let's just assume for the discussion that everybody's getting all 90 essential nutrients, okay, by supplementation, by perfect diet. Of course, we know there's no such thing as a perfect diet, but let's just assume, for the standpoint of discussion here, that all 90 essential nutrients are being consumed one way or another through diet and or supplementation, and you're getting your 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. What else can go wrong here? Well, everything. Okay? That old adage, you are what you eat, is absolutely positively not true. You're not what you eat. You are what you absorb. Huge difference. And so what affects digestion? What affects absorption? Well, first of all, digestion begins in the mouth. You chew food up into smaller particles, and the more surface area, more ability to be exposed to enzymes and acid and all the things that need to be done to food to be able to absorb it. And then also there's amylase in the saliva, which is the first enzyme that's going to begin to attack food, particularly large complex carbohydrates. Break it down into disaccharides, or 2 sugars, trisaccharides, 3 sugars, polysaccharides, maybe 5 or 6 sugars, and then even break it down into the simple sugars. Okay, that's called amylase, and it's in the saliva. And then you get down into the stomach. There's many things happening there, all of which depend on your stomach environment being acid, like 1.2 pH. pH is a measurement of the acidity, and of course, the most acid is 1, neutral is 7, and the most alkaline, the other end of the spectrum, is 14. You want your stomach environment to be 1.2, 1.5. You do not want it getting past 2. Then you're in trouble, because things will grow in there, and you'll get gas and bloating and reflux and so on. Also, all the important systems for digestion won't work. Let's take, let's see here, let's take B12. You won't be able to absorb B12 because the intrinsic factor required to attach to B12 and required for absorption only works at a pH below 2, 1.2, 1.5. And then there's pepsin, the enzyme that's produced in the stomach. The enzyme, of course, pepsin, is required to break down proteins into amino acids so you can absorb them. If you absorb big chunks of protein, well, polypeptides or even proteins themselves, the likelihood is you're going to get an allergy to it, but nobody gets allergies to amino acids. So it's imperative you break down proteins and polypeptides into individual amino acids, and that's what pepsin's for. Now, pepsin only works in an acid environment below 2, 1.2, 1.5. And so you must have an acid environment. Well, how do you guarantee that? Well, the chief cells in your stomach actually manufacture hydrochloric acid, which sterilizes your stomach. If the pH down there prevents things like yeast and bacteria growing there, which ferment foods and create gas and reflux and so forth. There is no such thing as acid reflux. It should really be called lack of acid reflux. Okay? And so what is the raw material for your body to make hydrochloric acid? Well, it turns out to be sodium chloride, a.k.a. salt, table salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt. It doesn't matter. Salt, sodium chloride, in any of its forms, are the raw material for your chief cells to make stomach acid. So, on plenty of stomach acid, you better be salty in your food. Any doctor who tells you to restrict salt, I would fire them immediately on the spot, get up and walk away, because they're placing you in an endangerment situation. Okay? Then, of course, you eat lots of raw foods. There's lots of raw foods out there. You eat lots of raw foods. Raw foods, particularly vegetables, carrots and broccoli and things like that, cabbage, have phytates, P-H-Y-T-A-T-E-S in them, which bind on the minerals and render them unabsorbable. Some people begin to supplement with clay, various forms of clay out there, because they do have minerals in them, but they absorb the minerals and they all go out the other end. And if you want to use clay as a source of minerals, you're better putting it in your garden. Do not use clay as a source of supplemental minerals, particularly on a daily basis. And then if you use a lot of oil, salad dressings, cooking oils, these sorts of things, one of the terrible things that happen is the minerals you might take in your diet turn into soap, which become almost totally unabsorbable. They all come out the other end. You might see oil floating on your water, and when you go to the bathroom, you have a bowel movement. You can have oily, greasy bowel movements. And then if you're not taking in all 90 essential nutrients, your liver and your pancreas might not be happy. You're not going to get bile, which is made by the liver. And when you have a fatty meal, your gallbladder releases bile into your intestine to help you absorb essential fatty acids, omega-3s, omega-6s, and omega-9s in the proper ratios, all the good fats, okay, things like cholesterol, all the things you need to absorb. You're going to need bile if they have fatty acids in them, or fat. And, of course, if your liver's not happy, you won't be making those. You might even get gallstones, which prevent a lot of things. And then your doctor takes your gallbladder out, and then you're really in trouble because you can't store up bile. And your pancreas makes all kinds of enzymes for digestion to be able to have a more efficient absorption down the pike. Then you're in trouble. Don't forget gluten. One of the worst things you can probably take in if you're gluten intolerant, because it does reduce your absorption efficiency by 85%. Get a hold of the book Epigenetics. Get a hold of the CD Serial Killers, the book Energy Crisis, and learn how you can maximize your digestion and your absorption. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I thought we'd talk a bit about osteoarthritis of the knee, as I have a Reuters health story here that is headlined, "Knee Pain May Run in the Family." So those whose parents had a total knee replacement due to osteoarthritis were twice as likely to develop knee pain in midlife compared to those who had no history of knee surgery in their family. Australian authors say the link between parents and adult children shows that genetics may have much to do with knee problems and the pain that goes with them. According to the lead author here, Dr. Jeremy Jones of the University of Tasmania, says it's abundantly clear that the genes were a strong contributor to the risk of osteoarthritis, but there had been limited success in finding those genes. Thus, a better way may be to look at mechanism by which the genes lead to arthritis, and the best way of doing this was to study the adult children of people who had knee replacements for osteoarthritis. They say this was all published in the Annals of Rheumatic Diseases. They say by age 45, 1/4 to 1/3 of adults had knee pain that lasted for at least 1 week. Cause of knee pain aren't always clear, but previous studies have also suggested a genetic link. They say a new study was the first to examine people who have a family history of osteoarthritis of the knee, and they enrolled 186 adults. At least one parent had had knee replacement surgery, and an additional 186 who had no history of knee arthritis. They say beginning of the study, they answered some questionnaires reporting about knee pain, and over a year had x-rays and MRI scans of their knees. The measures were all repeated 2 years later, and then again 10 years later after the initial enrollment, and they found those whose parents had knee replacement surgery tended to be heavier and were also more likely to be smokers compared to the control group. 2 years in, the numbers of the participants were about the same with knee pain. They say just over half. And then after 10 years, 74% of the children of parents who had knee replacements had knee pain compared to only 54% of those with no family history. Researchers found that the offspring of people who had knee replacement surgery were 2.2 times more likely to report they had pain that worsened compared to the control group. So I guess it's genetic, Doc.
Well, here's another example. We've seen this literally thousands of times, Doug, where the observers get the observation correct, but their translation interpretation, they go south. What do they call it? Left? South-left?
Yeah, taking a left-hand turn. I found it interesting that they reported that all those that had knee pain were heavy. You know, when everyone knows if you're overweight, it's going to put extra pressure on your knees.
Yeah. Well, in every case, this is a nutritional deficiency disease. Arthritis, osteopenia, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, degenerative arthritis, bone-to-bone arthritis, even rheumatoid arthritis, which is bone-to-bone arthritis with a secondary infection with a bug called mycoplasma, killable with an antibody called minocycline, a member of the tetracycline family. And, of course, I like the bone and joint pack, the healthy bone and joint pack, because it's designed to support and promote maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes a bone cell. And then you throw in either the minocycline, if they got rheumatoid arthritis, or I like a blend of 8 herbs, which has the ability to support the immune system. Your own body can fend off the bug, or maybe even kill 2 of those 8 herbs can actually kill bugs. So, get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, and find out why it's not genetic. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Arkansas. And Kevin, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Kevin, you're on the air.
Good afternoon. I'm calling on behalf of my sister today. Over the last year and a half, I've been adopting your protocols with success, and so now she wants to know what you would recommend for her.
Okay.
She is 60 years old now. In the past, she has outgrown childhood asthma. She had her appendix removed as a teenager. Her gallbladder was removed and had a total hysterectomy in midlife. About 5 years ago, she had a detached retina surgically repaired and cataracts removed from both eyes at that time. Currently, she has some allergies, rosacea. She's on oral meds for type 2 diabetes, been diagnosed ADD attentive. She is on a no-salt diet because of bilateral Meniere's. She has multiple macular puckers and Fuchs corneal disease. She is being medicated for slightly elevated blood pressure. And about 2 months ago, she injured her shoulder lifting a suitcase, and that is still unhealed. She is 5'7" and weighs 220 pounds.
Okay, you got your pen and paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the story is screaming at me. She has a simple problem. Shar, what's this lady's underlying problem? This is a Shar thing.
She definitely has a gluten intolerance with all the things that are going wrong with her, all gluten.
Yep, appendix, rosacea. Let's see here. She has asthma. Those are all gluten intolerance things. And then the other problem she has, gallbladder taken out, that's upper right pain in her upper right abdomen. The doctor's going to take her gallbladder out. That's all gluten. And then, of course, the other things, Meniere's disease, which is kind of like almost a seasickness feeling, and a little bit of nausea maybe even, and type 2 diabetes, ADD, high blood pressure. These things are all caused by nutritional deficiencies. Hang on, and Char and I will be back, and we'll give you a program, Kevin, for your sister after these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Arkansas and Kevin. Okay, Char, here's a 200 and something pound lady here, 220 pounds, and she's 5'7", and she has all this stuff. She has type 2 diabetes. She has Meniere's disease, and so forth. All the other stuff we talked about, the asthma, the appendix, the gallbladder stuff, the rosacea, this all has to do with direct caused by gluten intolerance. We already said get off the gluten. So what do you do for her weight, her type 2 diabetes, and the Meniere's disease?
First of all, she would need 2 blood sugar packs. And she would need to take enzymes because her gallbladder is gone. There's no way she can break down fat otherwise. But that would be the start. Meniere's disease, she probably would need the Ultimate Daily, right?
Well, she needs the Ultimate Daily because she got high blood pressure, but she also, Meniere's disease is kind of like osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 8th cranial nerve.
She needs the glucogel.
And the glucogel. Perfect. Well done. You get a 99.9 on that one. Okay. So, Kevin, you would want to give your sister 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs that Char said. There'll be 3 of the Sweeties at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystal that's drop-dead gluten-free at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and all that would be accomplished by the 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. Make sure she checks her fasting blood sugar every morning before she medicates herself. So as her blood sugar drops, she will reduce her medication as her doctor taught her to do. If for some reason she fudges a little bit and her blood sugar goes up, she needs to use more medication. As long as it's going down, she needs less. As Shar says, the high blood pressure, I'd go ahead and give her the Ultimate Daily tablets, as Shar said. I'd go ahead, 220 pounds. I'd get her 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. Let her take 9 a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. And the Ultimate Daily tablets are designed to support and promote healthy blood pressure, healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And then for the Meniere's disease, which goes along with osteoporosis of the skull and so forth, and osteoporosis of the body all over. She might also have some joint pain, back pain, that kind of stuff, periodontal disease, receding gums, gingivitis, everything that has to do with osteoporosis and arthritis. And so I would go ahead and add 2 bottles of the glucogel, so she could take 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And with, let's see here, I would also get her the, let's see here, what would you do for the weight loss, Shar?
I give her the ASAP.
Yep, ASAP, you're exactly right there, kiddo. I'd give her the ASAP. That would be, let's see here, I'd give her 2 bottles a month of the ASAP, so she could put a dropper full under her tongue 30 minutes before each meal. Not a drop, but a dropper full, and let it absorb through oral tissues. Don't let her swallow. I'd also let her have a second dropper full under her tongue 15 minutes before each meal. It's required 2 months. Call me every 2 weeks, Kevin, and give us all the reports on her blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, how's all her symptoms going. We'll be back. The dead doctors don't lie after these messages.
Let's head to Florida. And Ruby, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Ruby, you're on the air.
Yes. Hello, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
Okay, how can I help you?
Yes, I was calling because I was trying to get some help for my girlfriend that has stage 4 cancer. And so we were advised to get the Saline and the Zatica for her. And we ordered it today. But her sister that lives in the Virgin Islands, I found out that she has a disease that she said was uncurable because we looked it up on the internet. It's called the chikungunya, and it says there's no cure for it. So I was advised to call you to see if you can help her out. They said only thing they can do is just ride it out, and they keep it for a whole year. And it involves in the symptoms are infections and fever of the joints, and other symptoms include headaches, muscle pains, and joint swellings or rash.
Okay, is this girlfriend, does she come from East Africa?
Pardon me?
Does she come from East Africa?
No, she lives in like St. Thomas or St. Croix area.
Yeah, okay, well, the odds are she came in contact either on an airlines or visitor church or something from East Africa, because chikungunya is actually an RNA virus from poultry in East Africa. And it's kind of like dengue fever. If you survive it, you're going to get some residual symptoms of joint pain and fever and achiness, kind of like almost like a fibromyalgia thing for a couple of weeks, couple of months. Usually by a year, everybody who survives is over it by then. If you survive, kind of like dengue fever, if you survive, usually within a year, all your symptoms are gone. And so basically, it's this chikungunya requires just good nursing care and basic support. And so what I would do is give her one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight. I would have her take the Killer Biotic. Take 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. It's a blend of 8 herbs, which support the immune system, but also 2 of them have antimicrobial properties, which can kill viruses, bacteria, fungus, and yeast. But also throw in, have her gargle with the colloidal silver. Put a couple of droppers full and a couple ounces of water. Let her gargle with that twice a day. And let's see here. Also, I'd use the, I'd go ahead and give her the Oxy Body. This would be 1 ounce, say an hour before each meal. That'd be 3 quarts per month. And she got to stay away from all the bad stuff. Again, the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, and the gluten. Anything that could cause inflammation, put pressure on the immune system. And again, it's good nursing care is going to help her. If she gets dehydrated because of diarrhea and coughing and all that kind of stuff, respiratory stuff, what you can do is use our Rebound, which is, of course, a sports drink, and it has 100 nutrients in it. If she likes the cans, she can drink the cans, but she should not drink the cans with meals because it has 10% of the carbonation of soft drinks. She should also consider either the sticks or the little pouches, tear the top off, which are not carbonated, put them in 12, 14 ounces of water, She can also use the canisters, which is just, I don't know, about a pint of the rebound powder. You can put a scoop or two of that into the water and drink that. So she'll, any electrolytes, any nutrients she's giving up in sweat when she has fevers or diarrhea and so forth, or throwing up, she'll be able to replace those. And again, it's good nursing care. And, you're doing the right thing for your girlfriend, who I guess is her sister has cancer, and the one with the chikungunya. Good nursing care. Call me every couple of weeks, Ruby, and let me know how everybody's doing. Okay, Doug, do we have time to start another one?
We certainly do. Let's head to California. And Jerry, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Jerry, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
My problem is concerning my granddaughter. She's currently 4 years old, but she has an obesity problem, very obese. She weighs 86 pounds. I just weighed her yesterday. She's just a little under 4 feet tall. And she started having this problem after she got was diagnosed with a UTI and then was put on steroids, and specifically it was albuterol. Ever since then, she has just been putting on so much weight, and she's got.
Okay, is she still on the medication?
No.
Okay. Now, does she have any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis? Does she have any asthma, anything like that?
She doesn't. She has symptoms of asthma. Yes, she has breathing. When she really runs around a lot, she has breathing problems. But she was never diagnosed with asthma. But the mother has had many skin problems, psoriasis, eczema, and they've got both my daughter and my granddaughter have these little bumps, like they're almost like goosebumps all the time on
the back of their arms and their thighs, or anywhere, or what?
Yeah, mostly on the back of her arms and her legs and her back.
Okay, let's. I think we already know where we're going here. Shar, what's this little girl's and the mother's problem?
It's got gluten intolerance. I call that chicken skin, bumpy chicken skin.
Chicken skin, dark skin.
Yep.
Yeah, the technical name for it is keratosis, Keratosis, and it happens because of a vitamin A deficiency. And when you have a severe gluten intolerance, it does reduce the efficiency of absorption, particularly of large molecules, not sugar, because you could absorb lots of sugar, and that's why these people tend to be overweight when they have a gluten problem. Not all of them, but a significant percentage. But beta-carotene, which is the kind of pre-vitamin A, and the vitamin A are big, clumsy molecules, very difficult to absorb under ideal circumstances, let alone when you have a gluten problem. And so both these ladies, your granddaughter and your daughter, have to give up gluten. The mama has to give up gluten. The mama's brothers and sisters have to give up gluten. If your daughter has any siblings, brothers and sisters, they got to give up gluten. And so hang on, Char and I will be back. We'll give you a program for the little girl and your daughter. Be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Young Giving, United for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to California and Jerry. Okay, Char, let's round this little girl up who's 86 pounds, 4 years old. Let's round this up to 100 pounds. What would you give her as a basic program here?
I just gave her a Healthy Start Pack 2.0, one Healthy Start Pack 2.0.
Okay. And what would you do for her obesity? What would you do to help her out, to help her get her weight under control?
Well, obviously she's got to get a gluten-free diet. That's going to help her lose weight, that alone, but then she needs the ASAP.
Okay. Well, I'm going to modify that a little bit. You're exactly right. The gluten-free diet is going to start her on a what would you give somebody who had a blood sugar problem?
I give her sweeties.
There you go. Now you're cooking. Okay. I would go ahead, and as Char said, I would go ahead and give this little girl, Jerry, give her one of the healthy blood sugar packs per month, divide everything in half, give her half a dose of each of those 4 products, give her half a dose of each one at breakfast and half a dose at dinner time, and with meals, of course. And then I would also, let's see here, I would really make sure that everybody in the household, including the mother, of course, if there's any brothers and sisters there, get them gluten-free, and just kind of keep an eye on those arms and legs and the body with those keratosis, that sandpaper-like skin. That goes away actually fairly quickly, usually within 4 to 6 weeks. It'll make a huge positive difference there. And as Shar said, she'll begin to lose weight on the healthy blood sugar pack. That's one sweetie, one bottle of sweeties, one bottle of the Osteo, one canister of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0, and one bottle of EFA Pluses, and a half a dose of everything in the morning and a half a dose of everything at dinner time, so that one pack will last a month. And that's where I would go with that. For the gluten-free diet, that includes the dog and the cat and father and mother. It'd be good for the mother, too, and all the other children. Anybody. Jerry, does she have any other brothers and sisters in the house?
No, sir.
So she's the only one. She's the firstborn and the only one.
There was one other question, if I could ask you, Doctor. It was she also has an unusual hair growth all over her body, too. You know, for that age of a child, I would think that's abnormal.
Yeah, well, the prednisone will do that, okay, because that turns into sexual hormones, okay, in the body. That's one of the reasons why these kids gain weight. They will gain weight. It's a very common complication of steroid hormones injecting, okay, prednisone, cortisone, those kinds of things. And you can look it up in a PDR, the physician's S reference. It's not common, but it's not unheard of for them to start because it's going to mature them. They're going to go through puberty at 4 years of age. Make sure that father doesn't have any Viagra in the house, that sort of stuff. Make sure the mother's not on either birth control or any of the estrogens and that sort of thing, because she's getting early puberty here, and it could be just because of the prednisone and cortisone that she got as a treatment. Okay, so it has something to do with hormones and early puberty, and it's not uncommon with those. You can look it up in the PDR Physician's Desk reference. You can even look at, I suppose you can Google it and find that out. Give us a call. These kids turn around pretty quickly for the good, but the whole household, including the dog and the cat and the man, mother, everybody in the household got to be drop-dead gluten-free. Otherwise, you're not gluten-free because of cross-contamination in the laundry, food preparation surfaces, the couch where everybody watches TV, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, how much time we have here, Doug?
About 20 seconds.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take it and remind everybody to get my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and you'll be 1,000 light years ahead of your doctor. They think everything is genetic. In fact, nothing's genetic except your eye color and hair color and how tall you're going to be, that kind of thing. As far as diseases, That's what? Nutritional deficiencies. So contact your Youngevity associate and ask for epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. Thank you so much, Star. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.